Do you remember gathering around the TV with the Seaver family every week? More than 4 decades have passed, and while some stars found incredible success, others faced heartbreaking tragedies. Here's where the beloved cast of Growing Pains is today. Number 1, we have Kirk Cameron. Born on October 12, 1970 in Panorama City, California, Kirk Cameron was only 14 years old when he first stepped into the role of the charming and mischievous Mike Seaver, the oldest son of the Seaver family. With his quick wit, playful smile, and endless teenage adventures, Mike quickly became one of the most beloved sitcom characters of the 1980s. Week after week, millions of viewers watched him learn life lessons after getting himself into trouble, making Kirk one of America's biggest teen idols almost overnight. But behind that unforgettable role was a very different story. As Growing Pains reached the height of its popularity, Kirk underwent a profound religious transformation that completely changed the course of his life. Few people realized that his new beliefs sometimes created tension behind the scenes, particularly when creative decisions conflicted with his personal convictions. One of the show's most talked about controversies involved the departure of actress Julie McCullough after disagreements surrounding her role, a decision that sparked debate among fans for years. Rather than chasing bigger Hollywood paychecks, Kirk made an unexpected choice. He gradually stepped away from mainstream television and devoted himself to faith-based films, ministry work, and family life. While many child stars struggled with addiction or scandal, Kirk followed a path that surprised nearly everyone. He married actress Chelsea Noble, whom he met through Growing Pains, and together they built a large family with 6 children, embracing a quiet life centered on their Christian faith. As of 2026, Kirk Cameron is 55 years old. Although he no longer dominates Hollywood headlines, he remains a recognizable public figure through speaking engagements, books, and family-oriented productions. His journey stands as one of television's most unexpected transformations, a young sitcom superstar who willingly walked away from fame in search of something he believed mattered even more. Number 2, we have Alan Thicke. Born on March 1, 1947 in Kirkland Lake, Ontario, Canada, Alan Thicke was 38 years old when he first appeared as Dr. Jason Seaver, the wise, compassionate psychiatrist who balanced his career with raising 4 children. As television's favorite dad, Jason became the steady heart of Growing Pains, offering warmth, humor, and unforgettable life lessons that resonated with millions of American families throughout the late 1980s. But behind that beloved father figure was a life far more complicated than many viewers realized. While Alan projected stability on screen, his personal journey included the pressures of celebrity, multiple marriages, and the constant challenge of balancing family life with a demanding career. Rather than becoming trapped by his iconic sitcom role, he reinvented himself again and again as a successful television host, songwriter-producer, and one of Canada's most respected entertainers. Despite career highs, he openly acknowledged that fame came with sacrifices few people ever saw, and this is where the story takes its darkest turn. On December 13, 2016, Alan was playing ice hockey with his youngest son Carter when he suddenly collapsed on the rink. Rushed to the hospital, he died later that day from a ruptured aorta caused by an acute aortic dissection. He was 69 years old. The shocking loss stunned Hollywood because only hours earlier he had appeared healthy and full of life. Nearly a decade later, Alan Thicke remains one of television's most cherished fathers. His legacy lives on through Growing Pains, his remarkable body of work, and the countless fans who still remember the comfort and wisdom he brought into their homes every week. Sometimes the people who seem strongest on screen leave us far sooner than anyone could have imagined. Number 3, we have Leonardo DiCaprio. Born on November 11, 1974 in Los Angeles, California, Leonardo DiCaprio was just 16 years old when he joined Growing Pains during its final season as Luke Brower, a homeless teenager welcomed into the Seaver family. Although his time on the series was brief, Luke's quiet resilience and heartfelt bond with the family made a lasting impression. Few viewers could have imagined that this young newcomer would soon become one of the greatest movie stars of his generation. But behind that small television role was a young actor fighting for every opportunity. Before Growing Pains, Leonardo had appeared in commercials and minor television roles, constantly auditioning while trying to prove he was more than just another child actor. Few people realized that joining the sitcom became a crucial stepping stone, giving him national exposure just before Hollywood began to notice his extraordinary talent. Rather than fading away after the series ended, he seized every opportunity that followed. Over the next 3 decades, Leonardo built one of the most remarkable careers in modern cinema, starring in blockbuster hits and critically acclaimed dramas while earning multiple Academy Award nominations before finally winning the Oscar for The Revenant. Unlike many former child stars, he largely avoided the personal scandals and career collapses that often accompany early fame. Instead, he became equally well known for his environmental activism and global conservation efforts. Although his high-profile relationships have frequently attracted media attention, Leonardo has never married, choosing to keep much of his private life away from public explanation. As of 2026, Leonardo DiCaprio is 51 years old and remains one of Hollywood's most respected actors and producers. Looking back, it's astonishing to remember that one of cinema's biggest legends once entered America's living rooms as a quiet teenager searching for a family on Growing Pains. Number 4, we have Tracey Gold. Born on May 16, 1969 in New York City, New York, Tracey Gold was 16 years old when Growing Pains premiered in 1985. She played Carol Seaver, the intelligent, ambitious, and often perfectionist eldest daughter, whose sharp wit and academic success made her one of the show's most memorable characters. Whether she was competing with Mike's mischievous antics or trying to live up to impossibly high standards, Carol became a role model for countless young viewers growing up in the 1980s. But behind that confident smile was a battle almost no one could see. As Tracey entered her late teens, relentless pressure from Hollywood and repeated comments about her appearance slowly eroded her self-confidence. And this is where the story takes a heartbreaking turn. She developed a severe eating disorder that dramatically affected both her health and her career. As her weight dropped to dangerous levels, producers were forced to reduce her appearances on the show while she sought treatment. What millions of viewers saw as a successful sitcom star was in reality a young woman fighting for her life away from the cameras. Recovery was neither quick nor easy, but Tracey refused to let her illness define her future. She spoke openly about her struggle, hoping her experience would encourage others facing similar battles to seek help. In later years, she returned to television, wrote candidly about her journey, and embraced a quieter life centered on family. She married actor Robbie Marshall, and together they raised 4 sons, finding stability after years of emotional hardship. As of 2026, Tracey Gold is 57 years old. Her story remains one of the most inspiring in the Growing Pains cast, not because she lived a perfect life, but because she found the courage to confront one of Hollywood's darkest pressures and transform her pain into hope for others. Number 5, we have Joanna Kearns. Born on February 12, 1953 in San Francisco, California, Joanna Kearns was 32 years old when she first appeared as Maggie Seaver, the loving journalist, and devoted mother who kept the Seaver household grounded through every challenge. With her warmth, intelligence, and effortless chemistry with Alan Thicke, Maggie became one of television's most admired mothers. Whether she was offering heartfelt advice or gently keeping the family together, she represented the kind of comforting presence many viewers wish they had at home. But behind that graceful performance was a woman determined to redefine herself. Unlike many sitcom stars who struggled to escape their signature roles, Joanna faced a different challenge, proving she could succeed behind the camera as well as in front of it. Few people realized that after Growing Pains ended, she gradually stepped away from acting, not because opportunities disappeared, but because she wanted to build an entirely new career. It was a bold decision at a time when female television directors were still relatively rare in Hollywood. The transition wasn't easy. Starting over meant earning respect in an industry where she was already famous for something completely different. Through persistence, Joanna established herself as a highly respected television director, working on numerous successful series over the following decades. Away from Hollywood headlines, she also experienced personal changes, including the end of her marriage, yet chose to navigate those difficult years with quiet dignity rather than public controversy. Instead of chasing celebrity, she focused on meaningful work and personal growth. As of 2026, Joanna Kearns is 73 years old. Though many fans still remember her as the caring heart of the Seaver family, her greatest achievement may be the remarkable second act she created, proving that reinvention is possible even after becoming one of America's most recognizable television mothers. Number 6, we have Jeremy Miller. Born on October 21, 1976 in West Covina, California, Jeremy Miller was only 8 years old when he was cast as Ben Seaver, the energetic middle son, whose mischievous adventures and innocent charm won over audiences from the very first season. As viewers watched Ben grow from a playful little boy into a confident young teenager, Jeremy quite literally grew up in front of millions of television screens, becoming one of the most recognizable child stars of the late 1980s. But behind that cheerful smile was a struggle that remained hidden for years. Like many young actors who found fame too early, Jeremy faced enormous challenges once the cameras stopped rolling. Few people realize that after Growing Pains ended, he struggled with alcohol addiction during his adult years. While many former child stars quietly disappeared from public view, Jeremy later chose to speak openly about his battle, admitting that addiction nearly took control of his life. Recovery demanded years of determination, self-reflection, and the willingness to ask for help, something he now encourages others to do without shame. Instead of allowing those difficult years to define him, Jeremy slowly rebuilt his life. He remained connected to his Growing Pains family, often speaking with deep affection about Alan Thicke's guidance and the lifelong friendships formed during the series. He continued acting in independent productions, appeared at fan conventions, and embraced opportunities to reconnect with the audience that had watched him grow up. His honesty about recovery transformed him from a former child star into a powerful example of resilience. As of 2026, Jeremy Miller is 49 years old. His journey is a reminder that life after childhood fame is rarely easy, but true strength is measured not by avoiding hardship, it is found in having the courage to overcome it. Number 7, we have Andrew Koenig. Born on August 17, 1968 in Los Angeles, California, Andrew Koenig was 17 years old when he first appeared on Growing Pains as Richard Boner, Stabone, Mike Seaver's loyal best friend. Despite his unforgettable nickname, Boner was never defined by jokes alone. He was the kind-hearted, slightly awkward teenager who always stood beside Mike through every misadventure, earning the affection of millions of viewers. His easygoing personality and perfect comedic timing made him one of the sitcom's most recognizable supporting characters. But behind that laughter was a pain almost no one could see. And this is where the story takes its darkest turn. After Growing Pains ended, Andrew struggled to find another breakthrough role. Like many young actors, he found himself trapped in the shadow of the character that had made him famous. As the years passed, acting opportunities became increasingly scarce, and he quietly battled severe depression while keeping much of his emotional suffering hidden from the public. Friends later recalled that he cared deeply about humanitarian causes and environmental activism, often dedicating his time to helping others, even as he fought his own inner demons. In February 2010, Andrew disappeared while visiting Vancouver, Canada, prompting a desperate search by his family and friends. Days later, he was found dead in a city park. Authorities determined that he had died by suicide after a long struggle with depression. He was just 41 years old. The heartbreaking news shocked fans around the world and served as a painful reminder that even those who make millions of people laugh can carry unimaginable sorrow behind closed doors. Although his life ended far too soon, Andrew Koenig's legacy lives on through the joy he brought to an entire generation of television viewers. His story is not only one of loss, but also a compassionate reminder to look beyond a smile, because sometimes the deepest battles are the ones no one else can see. Number 8, we have Ashley Johnson. Born on August 9, 1983, in Camarillo, California, Ashley Johnson was just 5 years old when she joined Growing Pains as Chrissy Seaver, the youngest member of the Seaver family. Replacing the original infant portrayal of the character, Ashley quickly won viewers over with her natural charm, bright personality, and adorable on-screen presence. Although she entered the series during its later years, Chrissy became a lovable addition to the family, symbolizing the innocence and optimism that had always been at the heart of the show. But behind that sweet childhood role was the challenge of growing up in Hollywood without losing herself. Unlike many child stars whose lives unraveled under the pressure of fame, Ashley faced a different obstacle, convincing the industry that she could evolve beyond the image of an adorable sitcom child. Through patience and relentless hard work, she gradually built one of the most respected careers in voice acting. Few people realize that millions of fans recognize her voice, even if they don't immediately recognize her face. She earned widespread acclaim for voicing Ellie in the Last of Us video game series, a performance that later inspired her live-action appearance as Ellie's mother in HBO's television adaptation. She also became a founding member of the hugely successful web series Critical Role, helping transform tabletop role-playing into a global entertainment phenomenon. Away from the spotlight, Ashley has largely kept her personal life private while remaining deeply respected by colleagues for her professionalism and versatility. Rather than chasing celebrity headlines, she focused on developing her craft, proving that longevity in Hollywood often comes from quiet dedication instead of constant publicity. As of 2026, Ashley Johnson is 42 years old. From the youngest child of the Seaver family to one of the entertainment industry's most celebrated voice performers, her journey stands as a remarkable example of how talent, perseverance, and reinvention can create a career that spans generations. 41 years later, the Seaver family still reminds us that fame can fade, but the stories behind the smiles never do. Which cast member's journey surprised you the most? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more unforgettable then and now stories of Hollywood's greatest stars.